I'm so excited to see you, and guess what we're gonna talk about this week? I want to first off get a shout out to my girl Chelsea, because girl, I told you about this and you encouraged me to do it. Come on, you better have yourself a friend that encourages you to do what you set out to do. So today is a day that's near and dear to my heart, primarily because it's more than what's real to me this week. It's what's real in my life, okay? What's real in my life is that I was married at 39, and I wanted to take the time to talk about something that I mentioned in the earlier video that I realized I'm gonna coin myself and make a segment here on this Rhealism channel, and that is things they don't tell you when you're single and saved. So for those of you who might be watching and you might say, well, what does being saved even really mean, honey? As a Christian, I sometimes wonder that. I just want to let you know, but really, I'm just doing a play on words. And I realized that as a young woman who identifies as a Christian, coming up in this world, dating, which we'll talk about in another video, I just realized that marriage has always been very glorified. I think I spoke a little bit about my journey into being an advocate for marriage when I was 15 years old. I'm going to talk a little bit about that next week, but I just realized that, at an early age that I was an advocate for marriage. I always wanted to be married, but I just wasn't really sure about the process and the journey. And so becoming a Christian, I know it's highly glamorized and glorified, and it's what God wills for everyone, or not. But what I do know is God does honor marriage, and I don't personally believe, these are all my thoughts, okay? Realism, real life, real love, real people, real relationships, real person, real woman, sharing a real moment with you wonderful, real people out there. But yeah, it's just not my personal opinion that we have done the best job in our community with regard to talking about marriage and some of the truth that comes along with it. So I kind of made a personal commitment way back along my journey that when my time did come and when I was able or graced or blessed to be married, that I would keep it real, honey, that I would be honest about the journey that it took to get there. And I'm very much newly married. I haven't even been married, for 2 years. I'm only a year and some months in, knocking on 2, but not quite there yet. Over a year and a half. But nevertheless, this is like part of my journey, and the reason why I want to capture it is to share it with you guys. So let's talk about it. Things I wish they would have told me when I was single. And to those of you who might be single, especially those that are in the faith community, or in the community of Christians, or not Christian but still in the community of faith of some sort, there is a certain hope that comes with marriage, and there's a belief that just because people are of faith that maybe problems won't come, or that we don't have the same challenges or issues that other people do. But I'm here to dispel that myth, honey. We all got problems. Love is love, issues are issues, problems are problems, and that's just what it is, no matter what. So let's talk about it. You see how I got my little love pillow? I'm just bringing the theme all through into our little environment till I get me a real set. This is what it is, people. So go on and be real with me. All right, let's get to the point. Number 1, marriage is much more than just a ring and a kiss, honey. It is very much a journey and not a destination. I think a lot of times, and I will admit this, we have seen marriage as a destination, like, oh, when I get married, or once I get to meet my husband, or once I don't know that I verbalized those things, but I know for sure they were planted in my mind that once I arrived at that place, that things would miraculously be different, or that I would experience this bliss or this place in life that I just couldn't get to on my own. And though there are parts of that is true, I just don't want to continue that narrative of making people who are single or who are dating or who might just be in that exploratory phase of figuring out what they want. You can still have joy and you can still find that bliss. But all that to say that my number 1 point is marriage is absolutely a journey and not a destination, honey. It is so much more. People put so much weight into shopping, wedding dresses, ring and venue and food and blah, blah, blah. However, not much time into what's happening on the inside and what's happening on the inside of that person and how those two things are going to collide and become one, which brings me to my second point. Y'all ready for it? Point number 2, becoming one. Okay, becoming one. 2 becoming one is way more than a notion. And I humbly share this point because, I've worked with couples as a therapist. I facilitated premarital counseling assessments for years. I have counseled. I've worked within the church. I've worked I've been one of those people that's blessed enough for people to trust them. So they come to me for advice, all of those things. I've lived in my own life, relationship after relationship. But one thing that I am learning, two becoming one does not just happen. And I don't think that we've talked enough about that. I think it sounds great, and I think we can be, at our weddings and hear the pastor or the minister or whoever is facility officiant say, and two shall become one. Or, we read, those of us who are Christians and might read the Bible, we see the words two become one flesh. What does that really mean though? And more importantly, when I think about me, I'm only speaking about me, myself, and I, the trilogy, again, joining you here on the Rhealism.com channel network. Come on, network! The Rhealism.com YouTube channel. I just want to keep it real that, this is 39 years of beliefs, of verbiage, of mindsets, of disappointments, of insecurity, of hope, of joys, of shame, of just so many experiences, heartbreaks, the sting, breakups I couldn't let go of, issues with trust, examples that I've seen that I've formed false expectations on, all of those things, ways that I've operated, that tough. I talked about that in an earlier video, that roaring lion, that, that's just how I've moved. However, you think about two people becoming one in that scenario, and I love my husband to death. Hey, shout out. Hey, boo. Hey, Andre, what's up? But when you think about two people becoming one, it just doesn't always gel when you have all of those things, all those elements that I mentioned combined with your partner or your spouse's elements. There's just no book. There is no sermon. There is no TV show or documentary or docu-series. Shout out to those millions that I love to watch and I hope to have one day. No, but seriously, there's just no one rule book on how that happens. So my job in telling you guys this number 2 point is just to know that two becoming one takes work on both parts. And it hopefully will encourage you to know that if you find yourself like, how I was like, Lord, why ain't it, what's happening? Like, it's supposed to just go like this. It's supposed to just go like, that's, sometimes you can get discouraged. And I know I have gotten discouraged prior to marriage and even in marriage, thinking like, oh man, ain't it just supposed to, sometimes it does. Sometimes couples just freaking frack yin and yang, but sometimes it takes a little work. It takes a little adjusting. It takes a little deprogramming and reprogramming. So that's what I want to say to y'all to encourage you today. Sometimes, it's a journey. The two becoming one is a journey. Get ready for it. Number 3. Evaluating and discussing your core values. So what does that mean? So all of us human beings, we operate in life, and there are things in our hearts, there are things in our family structure, there's things in our being that drive why we do what we do, or that we hold dear, that can cause us to like go up, go down, that can center us when life gets crazy. Those are what I like to consider our values. And what I think is important that I wish, I kind of did it already, so I guess I'm more so re-emphasizing or encouraging those that also share this practice, is that, whether you're single or not, whether you're in a relationship or dating, it's important to do some self-work. And I always like to do this with every video, so take a moment with me. Meditate, pray, take a moment of silence, take a pause break, whatever it is, to search within yourself, to know who you are, to know what you value, what makes you tick, what you would ride or die for, what you would give something up for, what you will not tolerate. Those are all things that come with maturity, but it also comes with self-discovery, self-exploration, saying, you know what, these are my core values. These are the things that make me who I am, that ground me in this crazy life, that allow me to navigate through life with a certain anchoring. That's what a core value is. So I think it's really important to know what your own are. And it's okay, they change, people change. But what I know is whatever your core value is, that pretty much will be consistent with how you operate and the decisions that you make and what you value. A lot of times what people value, that's what they put their time towards, or that's the decisions that, let's say you are faced with decision A, B, and C. Your core value is what's going to drive you towards the right choice for you. So I think it's important to talk about that while you're in a relationship, and especially before marriage. One, because I think it can save you a lot of time. Just weeding through, knowing what you want, what you don't want. I think it could save you some heartache down the line if you should find that you're giving your time and giving of 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 your time. And none of us have time like that. Wasting it in some cases on a person that doesn't share and adopt similar core values. It doesn't have to be spot on the same, because we all can learn from each other. However, they have to align, and they can't be completely incongruent. Like, I value honesty and I'm with a compulsive liar. It just doesn't work. Core values don't align, because you continue to do what you do, and I continue to, be fire. And it's like, yo, the person doesn't value honesty. Get it together, Rhea. Sorry, I just had to take that little moment break. Black history, but I just had to go back there. Nevertheless, guys, discuss your core values, know what yours are, and, just be open. Don't be afraid to talk about it. I can think of early on in my journey when I was dating as a young Christian, single and saved woman, and, realizing, God, is this too intense to talk about on the first date? It's going to scare him off. Honey, you got to own who you are. And, I found that men were more receptive and appreciated a woman who knew what they wanted and knew what they valued. So, ladies, it's okay to have courage and be able to share what your values are and what means a lot, because at the end of the day, if they for you, they for you. All right, so number 4 would be that each and every one of us on this planet can have and create the relationship and marriage that we want. I'm gonna say marriage because that's what I'm in. Everybody knows, and everybody has said, oh, the first year is so rough. Oh, the first 2 years is rough. Oh, the first 7 years. I mean, y'all, can you just let us know? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 5? Is it 7? Come on, give me some hope. Oh, the first 10 were rough. Well, you know what? Every couple is different. And every couple has their own challenges. And I will say, it has been a journey in this last 2 years. However, it's been a beautiful adjustment, and one that leads me to this channel and to talking to you guys. So guess what? I believe, me, myself, and I, Rhea Michelle Petrie, I believe that every person is able to have the marriage that they want. They meaning the husband and the wife, not the community around them, not their spiritual leader, not the TV show people that they watching, the one that they want. And why I say this, I'm gonna say this, we are all imperfect. I'm not saying that I don't believe in divorce. I've seen it. I've seen couples reconcile after divorce. I know that some people get married for the wrong reasons. All of those things I understand. But I'm also one of those people that I just try to really instill hope, and I try to operate with this in my own life. I try to trudge through those moments. I will talk about this in a later video, but I've had a kick rocks mentality for many, many, many years. For those of you that don't know what a kick rocks mentality is, it's just, I ain't got no time. I don't have no time. I don't have no time. That's been me. I don't have no time for fill in the blank. I don't have no time. Well, guess what? That doesn't always serve you so well in marriage, to just not have no time for nothing. You got to learn benefit of the doubt, people. But what I will say is, if two people are willing to do the work, humble enough to open their hearts and minds, committed to their partner, the faith to believe that it can work, I really believe that people can work it out. And you know what? The biggest one, if they take ownership for their part. So that's a lot of these videos, the topics that you see on Rhealism.com, on this Rhealism YouTube channel. It's going to be Rhea Michelle Petrie talking about Rhea Michelle Petrie. And, I will share stories and experiences from others. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those things I want to see you do. But all that to say, this is a real talk moment for me, because this is what I'm living right now, current day, okay? So I'm walking in faith ambassador, that we can have the marriage that we desire, and it takes work. I'm willing to do the work, so let's work. My 5th and final point in this lovely rendition of things that they don't tell you when you're single and saved is kill that this is just me mentality. That this is just me mindset. This is just me. You better accept me for me. Well, we should accept you for you, but if that you got some toxicity up in there, you stanking up the joint, baby, you need to let go of that in you. So it doesn't mean reject the person, But, by all means, we all, I'm going to give a shout out to Pastor Kelvin Orlando Truitt. What's up? My brother, one of my closest best friends. I'm going to say he has coined a term, and it's a longer phrase, so I'm going to just give you a little snippet. Go to the TLR movement to see the rest. But he says healthy things grow and growing things change. So one thing that I always heard people say was, don't try to change your spouse. And, if there's something about that person you don't like and you get married, you gonna hate it because it ain't gonna change. Well, that's a shame. Because I'm gonna tell you, I am not of that mindset. Do I believe that you shouldn't try to change your spouse? Absolutely. So this is I'm gonna put it out there. I do not believe you should try to change anyone. However, as I mentioned, and as I probably will talk more about, being a single woman or single Rhea, dating Rhea, in a relationship Rhea, married Rhea, same Rhea, same core values, but some of the practices, some of my gangster ways, some of my, tough and stuff. I talked about being too tough and stuff. I'm ready to let that go. We gotta retire the tough and stuff, being independent, having all of these ways that I love and I pride myself on. I'm learning at the end of 2019, and as I approach my I'm in my second year of marriage, it just doesn't serve me well. So that is what I'm saying. It's okay to grow. Healthy things grow, growing things change. So, shout out to Pastor Kelvin. I ain't gonna take credit for your awesome life-changing quote. Hello? But, I just want to say, it's okay. It's okay to be willing to grow, to be willing to change. And I'm going to even go out and say, and I know I'm going to probably have some comments. I don't mind because I found my peace. But it's okay to grow and change for someone. It's okay. Now, compromise who you are? No. Compromise your integrity? No. But like I said, whoever you marry, to that man who might be watching, to that woman who might be watching, that's a unique individual that's coming together with your unique individual. So they might have different needs. They might have different ways of being, different personality types. So by all means, I think it's okay to change or to grow or to expand or whatever way, pull your thesaurus out and put the word change in, however you want to fill it in. I just think that it's okay. I think that, I think it's helped me in so many ways. So that's what I feel about that thing right there. And that is going to be number 5. In closing, I will share some things. I actually did a blog about that, so go ahead and visit my website, www.rhealism.com. You can click on blog, you can click on Ask Rhea, and you can ask me whatever you want. You can subscribe, or comment down below here on this video. But, I just wanted to share some things. In church, for those of you who may or may not know about church, they do testimony service. And that's where you get up and you say what you're grateful for, what you're glad about that the Lord did. So when I was doing a blog entry on this very topic, a lot of times I'll do topics and blogs videos and blogs on the same thing. But I just wanted to share some things that I am now glad, after I'm already 40 now, knocking on 41. Lord Jesus, help! But I just wanted to share some things that I'm glad that I had the opportunity to now see about getting married a little bit later than what people thought. One, glad that I had the opportunity to date and live my life. Honey, you gotta live your life, people. You gotta live your life. I remember my dad telling me one time that he dated someone that, in conversation, they just didn't have much to contribute. And you know why? Because I don't know why, but I know that, when you have life experience, whether it be good, bad, whatever, it just adds value. So when someone says, hey, I love blah, 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 can you say, what you love? Do you know what you love? Do you have any experiences that help you to formulate what you like? If not, it's okay. But begin to get about the business of getting some things that you like so that you can share with someone. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to travel the world. I worked in entertainment, as I've mentioned before, had a blessed team that I worked with for so many years, and I was able to travel to so many countries and just be able to just live free and move how I wanted to move. That was a blessing to do in all my years of being single. So thank God that I had an opportunity to do that. Had an opportunity to do what Rhea wanted to do. So I talked a little bit in my purpose video about navigating through seasons where you're doing jobs that you might that might not look like what you thought or what you have on your vision board. Honey, I done had every job known to mankind. And you know what I appreciated about that is that it was just me. Like, it was me hustling, trying to make ends meet, trying to spread, all the transferable skills that I got from one job to the next. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to just do what I wanted to do when I had the opportunity to move as an individual. So be grateful for you guys that like to travel or do what you want to do, up and go out the country, or up and go, somewhere on solo, a movie, a trip, whatever. I've done all of that. So I think it's awesome. And I'm grateful for that. Grateful that I had the opportunity to even have the rocky experiences as a single woman, because I believe that it helped build my character. So I'm grateful for that. We're not going to get into too much because I'm not going to give too much energy to those, those things that, I won't even get into it today. But I will say that I'm happy that they have helped to build my character now, being in marriage and now being a 40-year-old woman who's proud to be in my new decade of life. I'm just glad. I'm happy. Something else that I'm glad about, to find my own personal peace. So it's so important to find your own personal peace before you get married. So for those of you who are single and you feel like you need to be out doing stuff with everybody, you need to have company to feel validated or to feel fulfilled. You sitting home like, oh, I'm bored. It's okay to be bored, but can you enjoy your personal time? Can you find your personal peace without somebody else having to be attached to that? So that's something that I'm grateful to the heart and core soul of being grateful that I was able to find my peace before getting married. Give me a moment of silence for peace. PYP, hold it down. Protect your peace, people. Lastly, I want to say that I'm so happy and grateful that I embraced my spiritual walk before getting married. And why that's so important. Now I'm gonna be real, this is my lane, tunnel vision. Having a relationship with God has been the biggest blessing to me in this journey, before marriage, during engagement, and post-marriage. And I'm so serious because that, the Bible talks about a threefold cord is not easy. Look at me, I am a Delta. Holla, sorors. But the Bible does talk about a threefold cord not being easily broken. And I have to tell you, that husband, that spouse, and God, that is where it's at. That foundation of just being able to be undergirded and anchored in truth and in the word. It's I can't even find the words, because this is like, I'm just so blessed, and I feel grateful for all that God is showing me. Really what I think it's done is help that relationship prior to and even throughout, as helping me to see more of me. And it's making me a better spouse, I hope. We're going to talk to Andre later on. But I just hope that it is. I just think that I'm seeing a transition and a transformation, and it couldn't have come at a better time. So those are my things, guys. I'm excited. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you would continue to. Just some things that I want to look forward to in the next video. Y'all want to know? Let me give you a teaser. Okay, so here are some upcoming topics that you can look forward to in future videos. Who ready? Who ready? Who ready? Who ready? Who ready? Lessons learned in marriage, friendship lessons, wisdom and how to use it, things they didn't tell you when you're single and saved. I think I'm gonna keep this thing going. I kind of like how we were talking about this stuff. And then whatever you guys want to talk about. So go ahead and let me know what topics are near and dear to your heart. If you personally have any thoughts, or any other folks that got married a little bit later, whatever it is, or even if you got married young, but you've learned lessons from growing up with your spouse, all of these things can apply to you. So like, subscribe, comment. Once again, visit my channel. Visit my www.rhealism.com, the place where we can talk about real life, real love, real people, and real relationships. I'm Rhea Petrie, and I can't wait to see you on my next video. You know why? Because it's going to be the last one for 2019. Last one for 2019. I'm ready. I'm ready. I think I might flow. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for this to go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to do my thing. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to swing into 2020. Holla at your girl. Peace.